Hey everyone, back again. Welcome back to another video review. This time everyone, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generations Power of the Primes episode, Countdown. Very interesting. Very interesting and intense as well. So basically the episode, it starts off basically with both Rodimus, Unicronus, and Overlord just fighting the surviving Autobots and Decepticons. Optimus Primal tries to fight Rodimus Unicronus, but he gets buried alive, which is a failure. Megatron and Overlord have their little bravado. And Megatron is, well, he's getting pummeled by Overlord. And he's about to deliver the final blow, as I mentioned in the last episode. But then Perceptor, who's just, I'm sorry, Perceptor, what the hell? The entire battle, he's just standing around doing nothing, trying to download the information from the Santorum, and nothing. You know, he does threaten to fire the blaster at Overlord, but he doesn't, as that buys enough time for Megatron to just shoot Overlord in the face. And then they have a little tank battle, yes. Overlord's, because of course, Overlord turns to, because his upper body is a jet and his lower body is a tank, so pretty much, his tank mode against Megatron's tank mode pretty much have a tank battle kind of similar to the Wii Play tank game. Yes, I'm not kidding. It feels like Wii Tank. From Wii Play, where you play as the tanks. And yes, I've beaten the game on 70 consecutive occasions. I'm not joking. I have beaten that game. But anyways, tank battle aside, Perceptor tries to download the information, which I believe he's able to do. While it's going on, Optimus Primal makes his run with the Requiem Blaster, but Windblade stops him in his path and says, and Optimus Primal, insists that the Requiem Blaster should remain in the swamp and that he needs to go find another place to hide. Windblade tries to argue this, but to no avail. She gives up and then just goes back to the battle. But Optimus Primal sees this, and this plays a vital point at the end of the episode, which I'll get to. So pretty much what happens is, Windblade tries to talk sense into Hot Rod, because Rodimus Unicronus essentially is Hot Rod possessed by Unicron. And Windblade does everything she can, but to no avail. And Grimlock tries to fight Overlord, which is a failure. And what happens is while it's going on, Megatron fights Rodimus Unicronus again, calls him Junior Prime, which is hilarious to say the least. Squaddle lies him away, which he brushes off. He tries to fight again, but to no avail. By this point, Megatron is essentially just almost beaten to death. And essentially, what happens is Rodimus Unicronus is about to deliver the final blow, but he gets shooed away. He tries again, but this time Windblade gets in the way, and just taunts Rodimus Unicronus into killing her over Megatron. All Rodimus Unicronus does, despite Windblade's protest, Rodimus Unicronus clearly states Hot Rod's dead. I'm the bearer of Unicron's essence, all that stuff. Tosses Windblade aside against the Santorum control panel, and she's severely damaged. And Perceptor, while tending to her wounds, by this point, Megatron is badly damaged. And again, Rodimus Unicronus, who I was kind of surprised, because we've seen that Hot Rod and Rodimus Kron have just the one singular hand blaster, but instead he has both hands can turn into guns, which is interesting. Never saw that interesting, but anyways, he's about to deliver the final blow, but Overlord insists that he will deliver the final blow, which Rodimus Unicronus essentially walks away. He just goes off to the side. And pretty much at the end of the episode, Overlord's taunting Megatron again. And Megatron is like, "Are you sure about that?" And pretty much happens, Optimus Primal, who is hiding at the top of the Santorum, throws the Requiem Blaster to Megatron, and fires it upon Overlord, killing Overlord. And that is the end of the episode. And all in all, it was just an incredible episode. It was just so awesome to see. It was very cool to see, a lot of fighting, and I mean, it's kind of cool that we saw Windblade trying to talk some sense into, Rodimus Unicronus. This is kind of similar to Transformers Prime with Megatron and Unicron. Because remember, Unicron's essence got into Megatron's body, revived him, gave him a new upgrade on his body, dubbing Unicron Megatron. And how they defeated, of course, we all know how Unicron was defeated in Transformers Prime, and Optimus Prime used the Allspark, chasm to contain Unicron's anti-spark, or at least most of it, as there was a part of it still left on Earth, according to the aligned continuity. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to take down Rodimus Unicronus, because they're going to have to remove that Matrix of Chaos somehow. Overlord's fight with Megatron was pretty awesome. It was expected. I mean, the insults were hilarious. It was pretty cool to see. Optimus Primal self-doubt was interesting. I kind of thought that maybe Primal would have some sort of a say in it, but we'll probably see it in the next episode. We do see Victorion's body from the last... If you remember the last episode, Victorion was killed by Rodimus Unicronus. You already saw my reaction to that. We saw her body cameo a few times, so there's that. And Grimlock, oh my god. Grimlock should, again, much like Sludge, should have transformed into robot mode. And at least tried to have a mono-on-mono. But nope. Didn't have that. We didn't see any of the other characters. We didn't see the other Dinobots. And to this point, we have not seen Emissary and Fortress Maximus. They have to play a part somewhere. They clearly survived the end of Titan's Return. We haven't seen them to this point. We're over halfway. There's 4 episodes left, and we have not seen Fortress Maximus and Emissary. Where the hell are they? Did they die? Did Overlord and Rodimus Unicronus die, or kill Fortress Maximus and Emissary for going to the Primal Swamp? I don't know. Anyway. So, anyways, all in all, it was a good episode to see. Loved the banter, loved the fighting. Perceptor again was being. Well, I'm not saying he's a coward, but he needs to try. There's not much the survival of the fittest. The Dinobots, Primal, Windblade, Megatron, and Perceptor, and yet Perceptor only downloads the information from the Centaurum and nothing. Oh shit. So where was I? Oh yes. So basically Perceptor. Perceptor just downloads the information from the Centaurum, tends to Windblade, which is okay. I get that. But the only thing he did was threaten to fire the Requiem Blaster at Overlord, which he didn't. He should have done it when he had the chance. But hey, Megatron, fitting Megatron, is going to pretty much not only kill Overlord with that thing, which he did, but he also avenges the victims of Overlord's crimes. Because he's going to avenge the memory of the Mistress of Flame, Menasor, and all the other deaths that Rodimus Unicronus inflicted on Cybertron. Jeez, that's gonna be one badass kill for Megatron. Because remember, Megatron and Optimus Prime combined, and to kill Starscream in Combiner Wars. But Megatron was a gun. He turned into a gun. And yet. But anyways, all in all, guys, it was such a good episode. I cannot wait to see what happens in the next episode. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and we're probably going to see Megatronus show up again. We'll see what happens. So yes, everyone, that is my video review of the Transformers Generations Power of the Primes episode, Countdown. I will see you all very soon. I will be back as soon as possible with my next video, and yes, so take care everyone. See you soon. Have a good day, and I shall catch you all later. Bye-bye.